Hey, house guests! Welcome to today's Big Brother Canada 11 digital daily update. We're almost at the end of the season, and I still don't have that down. Our house guests of the day are Charlie Cutler and Lisa and Christine. Thank you all so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. We still got a little bit of time left. Jody Cortez, thank you so much for the super chat. Jody says, almost done. Have a great weekend. I hope you have a great weekend too. And mom is in the chat, so make sure you chat it up with her. You know she's got a lot of thoughts about today's digital daily. But before we get into the new stuff, when we left off yesterday's digital daily was pretty much a fart because it was all from the morning before the double eviction. Like, sure, we got to see the Kuzi and Daniel argument in full, which was interesting. But I mean, other than that, there wasn't really much in yesterday's. We know that Kuzi and Shania were evicted in the double eviction. So we're down to the final 5 now, and we were waiting on the next HOH winner. Yes, I said it was a fart because it's true. Okay, so let's talk about today's digital daily. It's covering yesterday in the Big Brother house, day 56, and we find out immediately, they didn't make us wait, Anika won HOH. The girlies are getting it done this season. I think there's been like 2 HOHs that were men. Is that right? Everybody else, all the other winners were women, which is like unheard of in Big Brother. So it's pretty crazy. But we see a quick shot of her in her HOH room with her basket and her goodies, and that was that. And then they moved on. So then we have Ty and Claudia talking outside. And yeah, right. What are the chances Anika would win? This is her first comp win all season. It's a big deal. So Ty and Claudia are talking outside, and Ty says, Anika knows if she puts me up on that block and I pull myself down with the power veto, she's going to be a sitting duck next week. I will put her up with Daniel. But I mean, like, at that point, it's all about who wins the power veto anyway. Nominations don't really matter. So I get what he's saying, but also, like, it doesn't matter. So whatever. But yeah. So then Renee joins them, and she's like, I just talked to Anika, and she let me know that she's putting me up with Claudia. Interesting. Is this a mistake on Anika's part? Did she not learn from the double eviction? Okay, here's my thing. So we saw during the double eviction, Shania go on Claudia's HOH because Claudia did not put Ty up on the block right off the bat. Okay, we know that Anika is not targeting Ty at this point. She does not want Ty to go. She wants to work with Ty. However, even if she's not targeting Ty, she's kind of making a mistake here not putting him up on the block, because if he wins the veto and uses it on Claudia, Anika is going to have to put Daniel up on the block next to Renee, and they can just vote Daniel out. Oh my God. So Renee, Claudia, and Ty all agree this is pretty much best case scenario for them because they got their little trio going. Like I said, Ty can win the power veto, pull one of them down, Daniel goes up and out. Can you imagine if that happens on Anika's HOH? Like 2 best friends being split up again like that? It'd be wild. But Ty says we just can't let Daniel win because he would keep the nominations the same and one of us will go. So they don't want that to happen. We also learned from this conversation that everybody is on Slop. Not sure why. I think it's just for fun, right? I think production's like, you guys have been a-holes. We're going to do this for our own enjoyment. Also, we need stuff on the show. So then Ty goes inside. He's going to start preparing Slop. And then Claudia and Renee chat alone. And Claudia says, I'm pretty sure that I'm Anika's target this week. Correct. Renee says she would be cool with Claudia winning the power veto because she thinks that she would be safe on the block next to Ty. I wouldn't be so sure of that. I'm pretty sure that Daniel and Anika would get rid of Renee and keep Ty. But they are praying that Ty will win that power veto because they feel like, well, we'd go down in history as the infamous like last minute trio. I mean, it's true. You don't see a ton of like final twos or final threes get together like this late in the game. Um, so they think it would be pretty cool. Claudia is dreading talking to Anika because they haven't like really talked that much this whole season. Also, like, there's got to be some tension between Claudia, Anika, and Daniel, right? Because of how things went down in the double eviction. She's not going to say this in front of Renee, of course, because Renee doesn't know about this. But Claudia had a Final Four deal, fake or not, with Daniel, Anika, and Shania. And Claudia put all three of them up on the block during the double eviction. And she chose to get rid of Shania instead of Renee. So, like, she's got a lot of explaining to do. It's going to be a tough one for her. So, before we move on, Sue, thank you so much for the super chat. We really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, Ty is in the best spot in the house right now because he is in the middle of two duos. That is the sweet spot. Everybody wants to work with him at this point, right? Even though he's won so many competitions, he got such a resume. He is that swing person in between. So then we saw the house guests making Slop pancakes together. This is only the second time that we've seen Slop all season. And house guests are wondering, like, why are we on Slop right now? And Ty says, it's for content. I have to agree 100%. You know, it's getting late in the season. They need a few extra segments to fill time because there's not as much gaming going on at this point. Another theory, maybe they're just being punished so that they can get a reward after. Definitely another possibility, right? Because you know Canada loves to hand out those reward meals and like show them on the show. Maybe there's a sponsor involved. Who knows? But it's a possibility. I have to say, there was a lot of whining about the slap. Whiny, whiny, whiny. First of all, this is only the second time they've had to deal with it this season. And the first time was for what, like 2 days? Okay, and this time it's also only supposed to be for 48 hours, but they're just like, oh my God, it's the worst. I can't do it. Blah. Yes, Daniel and Renee especially are whining about it nonstop. I get it. Like, it sucks, but oh my goodness, you're lucky that you didn't have to like have nots throughout the season. Right. So then we have Daniel and Ty chatting outside, and Daniel's asking Ty, what do you think about Anika's mindset? Like, what are you thinking? Because, you know, Ty knows at this point that he's not going to be going up on the block. And Ty says, well, I feel like at this point I'm on the outside of two groups, and those duos are always going to pick each other over me. Everybody wants to win at this point. And Daniel's like, I can neither confirm nor deny. He's not saying if he would pick Anika or Ty if it came down to it. But Daniel says it's getting kind of scary how many comps Ty is winning. You know, part of that may be because he's been a target for so long. He's been able to participate in all of the veto competitions where some people may have been sitting them out. But also he's like a really strong competitor. So Daniel admits, I would be kind of scared to sit next to you in the final two. And then Ty's like, well, I don't care about the money. And he says this, Gem, that's why me and Zach played so well together, because we agreed if we made it to the final two, we would split the prize money right down the middle. Sir, that is illegal. And it's hilarious to me that the two people that made the biggest stink about Hope's letter and how it was cheating and he was getting an advantage in the game were also breaking the rules. You can't say you're going to split the prize money. You can't use that as part of your game. That's not okay. But apparently he doesn't consider that cheating. So Ty says, I want to be able to make it to the end and be known for something. I mean, you're going to be known for a lot of different things. But he says, I'm happy to have made it this far. I didn't think that I would make it this far. So he says, if I win the whole thing, I would be happy to give all of the prize money to the person who gives me a chance to get to the end. Again, that is not legal. Like, you can't do that. But yeah, Ty, he has this fear that he's going to get to the final three and everyone's going to be like, you're such a big threat. Like, there's no way I'm taking you to the final two. And they'll just take their friend instead of him. So he's saying, like, if somebody gives me that chance, I want to reward them for it. You can't do that. Okay. So Daniel is trying to like weigh his options. And, if it was him making the decision about who was going to go to the final two, he feels like he would have a chance to win against Anika or Ty. He's saying it would be close either way. I don't know about that. But he says, looking at the two options, I played a similar game as Anika. We were both working with Kuzi and all that. But he feels like Anika had some stronger relationships with people than he did. And he says, when it comes to Ty, yeah, you've won a lot of competitions, but like that's not everything. And maybe I could like work the social angle and say that I had a better social game than you. I mean, I see what he's saying in both situations for sure. Like, it's not a guarantee that Ty is going to win if he makes it to the end. I think he's going to have a really good shot, but you never know what the jury's going to be thinking. So, Ty is really glad that Anika will be keeping him off the block this week as one of the initial nominees, I'm sure. He feels like she's returning the favor for him using the POV on her during the double eviction. Isn't this the second time that Ty's used the veto on Anika? Didn't he also save her like week 1? So, wow. But Daniel says, everyone would be expecting me to take Anika to the end, but I would consider taking you. And he says when it comes to like final 4, just getting to that final 3, because we got to get there first, I would not evict you at final 4 if it is my decision, if I am like holding that veto. So he's like, I don't want Renee or Claudia anywhere near that final 2. And Ty says, you know what? I would be okay with Claudia representing this season and like winning. And Daniel kind of backtracks and he's like, fine, yeah, I'd be okay with Claudia winning too. Out of the 2, he feels like Claudia would deserve it more than Renee, but he says it's like a catch-22 because he also feels like Claudia would have a better chance of beating him to get to the end. So he doesn't want to keep the person that could beat him, even though he feels like Claudia deserves it more. So he's like, I don't know what to do. But anyway, he says, I would not be evicting you, Ty, which I wouldn't be making any promises like that, because what if it's a situation where Daniel would have to choose between Anika and Ty? I don't know who he'd go with at that point. But anyway, then we have Ty, Anika, and Daniel eating their slop cakes together. And Anika says to Ty, I know you were campaigning last week to keep Kuzi, of course. Like, I spent the whole day like crying in bed about it one day, but I don't hold it against you. Even though like I was up on the block against Kuzi, because you had 2 friends on the block. That's really hard. I know you were super close to Kuzi. Oh, so she won't hold it against Ty, but she'll hold it against Kuzi for trying to stay. Now, actually, Kuzi and Anika seemed fine, like as Kuzi was leaving. So Ty says, I don't know why Claudia didn't put me up on the block during the double eviction. He definitely had that smirk on his face because he knows Claudia, Ty, and Renee made some sort of trio final 3 deal. So Anika's talking about how dumb of a move it was to leave Ty off the block if they were targeting him. Oh, yeah, because they weren't. Put the pieces together, girl. I'm not sure if Ty is covering his tracks here and just trying to hide that he's working with those girls, or if he's just like playing both sides. I'm thinking he's just playing both sides at this point, and it's going to depend on each individual situation which way he's going to go. So Anika brings up she's really shocked that Claudia saved Renee over Shania last week. She put Shania up on the block. Yeah, I bet. She would have preferred for Renee to go instead of Shania. Again, Anika, Daniel, Claudia, and Shania were supposed to have that final 4 deal, which Claudia ditched for the final 3 with Renee and Ty. So Anika's asking Ty, do you promise if you win the veto that you wouldn't use it this week? And Ty says, obviously, like, I wouldn't use it. Why would I give Renee potentially a chance to win this whole thing? Like, are you kidding me with the way these girls have been treating me the last month? Like, I feel bad that I had to lie straight to Claudia's face, but not doing it. I don't know where Ty really stands. Would he, I don't know, would he use the veto or not? It's really tough to say because he's being pretty convincing with both sides. So I don't know. But Ty is saying, like, I want to study with the girls. I want to see which one of them is better at trivia. And then we can determine, like, which one should go first. because we know Anika wants Claudia to go, but Ty would prefer to see Renee go first because he's obviously way closer to Claudia. Um, and I'm sure he feels like Claudia would be a better competitor and would have more of a chance of taking him to the end. So he kind of wants Anika to consider the possibility of taking out Renee instead of Claudia this week. Um, but she seems pretty set that Claudia should be the one to go because she feels like Claudia is more versatile in competitions. I mean, we'll see what happens. The rest of the digital daily was not much going on. I mean, Claudia was like cleaning a bunch. I think she's feeling the stress. And yeah, not much else going on. So we've got the nominations coming up. We've got the power veto coming up. It's most likely Claudia and Renee going up on the block. And then that POV, oh my God, it's going to be super important. We'll see what happens. It sucks that we have to wait until Monday to find out, but we'll see what happens. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. I see Mom wants Daniel to go this week. I just think it would be so chaotic if Daniel went on Anika's HOH just like Shania went on Claudia's on the double. Crazy. But yeah, who do you want to win the power veto? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want Ty to win, I think, because I want to see the chaos. I want to see him put his cards on the table and show which side he's going to stick with and make a decision there. Renee, yeah, I'd be okay with Renee winning too because that's my girl. I want to see her out of everybody left. I want to see her win, and then I guess my second choice would be Ty, and then Claudia. Like I don't know, but we'll see what happens. So thank you all so much for being here. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday and tomorrow your Sunday, and that's where we're at. So thank you all so much for being here, and until next time, much love. Bye.